Good day, dear colleagues. Thank you for devoting your brilliant time to watch the training. And today we will talk about first aid and how to behave ourselves in case of emergency, how to react, and how to help the victim. And if you're ready, we are going to start. And kindly, before starting, I want to ask you to leave comments if you have any questions or suggestions, and we are open to make a challenge. So let's start. These are 5 main steps in first aid. The first, identification of the victim. We know who is the victim. Victim is a person who is harmed, injured, or needs some help. Environmental assessment. Environmental assessment is done by our visual senses, senses of feelings, I can say. The third is inspection, identification of the potential hazards, determination of abnormal odors, and the last is identification of the abnormal sounds. Let's move on to the next slide, elimination of the damaging factor. Before helping, we have to eliminate the damaging factor for us. For example, disable switch. It's drag by dry clothes, throw away the wires by dielectric, shut off the gas, remove pressing objects, prevent falling. If it's necessary, evacuate the victim to a safe place. This slide demonstrates the ways of evacuation of the victim. We have to evacuate the victim when it's available real threat for him and for our lives. We can take his legs and move to the safe place, or we can take him under arms and we can move him to a safe place also, him or her. The next slide is our diagnostic tools. This slide demonstrates that we have by nature the diagnostic tools. This means we have vision, smell, hearing, and mind. Vision, we have to evaluate all surrounding in emergency cases. What do you see? What is going on? And also you have to smell. If you smell something unusual, like fire, it's a signal for emergency. And if you hear some kind of noises, it's also a signal to move, to make an action. And mind, in emergency case, because of fear, because of not knowing what to do, we lose our control. And please, in emergency cases, do not lose your control. Listen, see, and feel what is going on, and evaluate the information from the surrounding, and then take an action. Don't panic. Then, in this case, let's imagine that we have a colleague or some person who is laying on the floor, and there is no one, and so you have to help him. The first step is analyzing what is going on, why he is lying on the floor. Just look. You have to assess the surrounding. Is there some danger for you? Is there some hazards for you? Please, if you see some kind of wires, cables, you have to move it by dielectric. Then came to the victim, shout out and shake. By this, we are checking his consciousness. The first thing we have to check is consciousness. If he's unconscious, we just check for wounds and injuries. If he is injured, how is important, difficult injury or closed injury, something like this, and then call for emergency ambulance. If the person is not unconscious, we have to open the upper airway. How to do it? We have to remove the clothes, for example, skirts, ties, and belts also. By taking off his clothing, we have to make free his chest, and it will help him to breathe. And then if the person is not breathing anyway, we have to cleanse mouth. Maybe it's something in his mouth, or for that we can use napkins or handkerchiefs, or in first aid kits we have also sterile napkins. You can use it. You can find it in first aid kits at the office. Then after opening the mouth, after emptying the mouth, you have to maintain his chin about 30 degrees, and it will open his airway and it will free his breathing process. Anyway, if you don't see the inhalation of his chest, the lifting of his chest, please be ready to help him. And in case of breathing, you see that the chest is lifting, so you can place the patient, you can place the victim in a safe position. How to do it? There are 4 steps. The first is, how do you see on the photo? You just put one left hand on the floor, then you take the next hand, right hand, and place it to his shoulder. Then take his left leg and move him softly to the first position, to the safe position. The next, in the case of not breathing, you can start artificial respiration and start chest compressions. Sometimes in medical literatures, it is named like pulmonary resuscitation. So we start this process, artificial respiration. We pinch the victim's nose, then we make we posit we make our lips firmly with victim's lips, and we do inhalation. While doing inhalations, please control the lifting of the chest during the inspiration, because if you're doing not right, if you're doing wrong, the stomach of the victim will move, not the chest. In the right inspiration, you will see that the chest is moving. Then after, you see on the photo we have ribs, and in the place where ribs are connected, we have to count 3 fingers. 3 our fingers near this place where our ribs connected, and then place our hands like a butterfly. Put position, straight position about 90%. You have not to move your arms. Please stand straight and make some compressions about 2 or 3 centimeters. No, do not do very heavily, because you can break his ribs also. Then by medical programs, we have to do 2 breathings and 30 compressions. We have to continue it until the specialist will not arrive, or until patient will not show signs of life, or if we are tired, we can invite for help, and we can change our places. And in summary, I can say that in emergency cases, first of all, we call for emergency services. It's ambulance, fire safety, police, and another. If you see the victim, you can come to here, but first of all, evaluate the surrounding. Then we check the consciousness. After that, we check the breathing. If there is no breathing, we just empty his mouth and start the artificial respiration until victim comes in conscious, being conscious. After that, we hand over him to the ambulance or qualified specialists. According to the report of the World Health Organization, the use of cardiopulmonary catheterization increases the survival of victims up to 50%. This percent shows that every one of us can save lives. And then, if you have any questions or suggestions, or if something was unclear for you, or do you need some detailed information, please call us, call HR department, write on the comments, and thank you for watching this training. Have a good day. Goodbye.